Hey man, I'm Chris with PhoneCats, and here's another Growtopia gameplay. Let me zoom in and show off this Aimster hotness. Say hello.
Oh my gosh. Did you just say Aimster hotness?
I dropped Aimster hotness with that hibiscus hair.
I rock the hibiscus. That's nice. Yeah.
Alright, let's jump around this world and show it off. We're going to keep the name of this one under wraps. I see your wave. Are you dancing in a chair?
That's right. I chair dance.
Let me
Not
zoom
very
in
often.
and show off the mod clear face thing, which I still think is so cool.
Actually, if you stand behind me, you can kind of, pretend for a moment. Yeah, actually, you just look like me. So
Do you know
that didn't
why?
really work at all.
Do you know why sometimes one character is on top of another one?
I don't know. I think it has to do with the if you come into the world first before somebody else, then they get on, in front and behind. I don't know. I really don't know how all that works out, but yeah.
All right, well, let's start jumping around here and showing off this little secret chill zone that you have. I'm sure there's people that already know where we are, but for those that don't,
Yeah.
we'll keep
This
it under
world really
wraps.
it's not something that is private very much. I think a lot of people know what this is, but it's just kind of a place that I go after busting a drop game or something like that and need my head cleared. So it's a great little beach world, and yeah, I love it.
Speaking of drop games, let's get a little chatty about the new update. Every time that you log in now, it says that drop games are a bannable offense.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad that it is, because it kind of gives moderators a little bit more power to be able to get rid of some of this, illegal activity. It's kind of understood for a regular player that you're going to be able to, play any way you want to, with the exception of the drop game. So we don't want that. We want everybody to have a good time, but for whatever reason, it continues to, increase or stay in popularity, and it's not any fun. So yeah, I'm glad to be able to get rid of some of that. I think we've got enough players in Growtopia to be able to do something really great without having to worry about drop games.
Yeah.
So it's, I love it. I love to be able to ban bad players.
The power of punishment. You are like judge, jury, and executioner now in Growtopia.
It's awful. That sounds bad, but I really am tired of having to answer so many drop game calls, and it's always it's just kind of continual. So I'm really glad that we have, the power to kind of get rid of all of that. So give everybody a chance to play the right way.
I hope this doesn't get too revealing, but I'm always afraid that drop scammers will just make a new account. Is there some kind of something to prevent that in terms of like an IP ban or anything like that?
Well, I can't go into a whole lot of detail, but yeah, I think Seth and Hamumu know exactly what happens when a drop game host will go into an alternate account. That's no secret. And yeah, there are ways to combat that as well. So no, we know about it and we take care of that.
Good, because yeah, I don't want it to be this like infinite loop of people just constantly doing scams.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
A little weird to talk about, but have you ever played Terraria, or the new Junk Jack X is another alternative to Growtopia?
No, I've heard a lot about it though. There's my son actually plays the Terraria one, and he says the graphics are really good on it. I've not. Unfortunately, this game keeps all of my free time occupied, so I'm trying not to get into any other games. But yeah, I've heard some really good things about it.
Yeah, I'm not even interested in either of them. We might be on the same page in that Growtopia just satisfies me in terms of like a crafting Mario kind of game. Like, I'm not even interested in the alternatives.
I know, I guess, and maybe there's other players that feel like there's some really great things that you can do in other worlds or other games, and I think that's great. But for this one, I mean, it satisfies your creativity and all of your gameplay. You've got, there's just all kinds of different things, and every time I think I'm bored with it, or I kind of get tired of certain aspects of the game, then some other update comes out and I go, whoa, this is great. So I'm just kind of a sucker for Growtopia. I feel like I'm cheating on Growtopia when I even entertain another thought.
Oh my God, I can agree with that, but I couldn't even articulate it to that point. It almost does feel like a kind of betrayal or cheating on it.
That sounds bad, but and that's when I know I'm really addicted. It's bad.
Oh my God, do you want to talk about Growtopia addiction and like farming and stuff like that? Because there's times where I can grind on a farm for like an hour will fly by.
Well, actually, when I first started playing this game. I actually, okay, don't get mad at me, but I picked up my new iPhone at an Apple store, and when I was there, the lady had asked my son what he played, and he said, you know, a couple of different apps, and she said, you should try this Growtopia. My friend who was in college played for 5 hours straight, and that's how we got word about Growtopia, and that's that kind of got him started with the entire app. So I don't know, we just playing an hour is really kind of normal for us.
Yeah.
But, I can waste an entire Saturday afternoon on this game.
Oh yeah, no, with no qualms. Have you played any other MMOs before, or no?
Not really. I mean, I kind of entertained Minecraft for a little while, but I mean, I'm kind of a grown-up, so I found other things to do. And having said that, I waste a lot of time on this game, so I don't know. Don't
view it as a waste, though. Like, this is a game that has human interaction, if not almost too much human interaction at times.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, it's not necessarily a waste, but it does kind of, you know, you can get addicted where you kind of lose out on some real life activities.
Oh, yeah, just watching the sunset and sunrise, I hear you.
Yeah, I've actually decided against social activities because I have a world to finish. So.
See, that's like the first sign of addiction. Well, let's try to bounce to KY Derby, and we'll show that one off since that one is a little bit more public. Ooh, I already got it on my hot list. Done. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
done.
This is Kentucky Derby, my first world of the day. I actually made this world during the Kentucky Derby. Actually, this is the first moment I realized I was addicted. In Kentucky, like in the state of Kentucky, everything stops for the Kentucky Derby. Like everybody stops doing what they're doing, and they either get in front of the TV or they go to the horse track, and we just kind of experience it. So I'm at my parents' house, and we're doing. I'm going to pull you over here.
Cool.
No, you should probably do the race.
Yeah, sure.
Let me just. Okay, make sure you go over that that checkpoint because I'm getting ready to kick everybody. I think somebody went past me.
Bum bum bum.
I know.
Yeah, so we'll do like a full race session just to show it off.
Yeah, we should.
I've seen you do these before. Do you normally give out prizes?
Yeah, I'll give away a world lock at the finish line. So.
Woo-wee. Are you stacking world locks? Are you rich in that sense of the game, or no?
No, I mean I'm not exactly. I mean I had a good start when I was a farmer. So before I became a moderator, I had a pretty decent stack of world locks. So I've just kind of kept up with it, and I just continue to work hard and try to keep up with my world lock stash, I guess. But yeah, so Kentucky Derby was formed on the day of the Kentucky Derby, and I finished it up in a couple of days and didn't win World of the Day until I added the Hall of Fame up top for people who are like epic racers.
Yeah, so, and that's what creates the urge for people to try hard to get their name on that list, right?
Well, it kind of gives incentive of players to come back and do it a second and third and fourth time. So.
The first time that I was here, I thought that it was going to be something, well, I guess we are racing each other. That does make sense. I thought we would have individual lanes, but we're all just doing this super quick sprint. What kind of tips would you recommend for this? I'm equipping my wings and speed shoes, and that just seems like nice and standard, right?
Those are the standards, yes. You're going to need something to give you speed, and you're going to need something to help you double jump over some of this stuff. And I hate that for new players, because you kind of have to have some more, you know, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You know, you want everybody to play, but you also want to give people incentive to play harder. So
yeah, I think that that's part of the appeal for this game, is that whenever I started to play, there were so many places that I couldn't get to without wings. So it just became like one of my first goals was just to get that double jump.
Right, but having said that, I wanted to make it easy for new players, so you won't see any spikes or lava or anything like that. You can't die on this track, and that's makes it unique from other parkours or races. So I wanted it to be fun. It's all about speed.
Ooh, so. You must have spammed out an epic super broadcast to pull these throngs of people.
Sorry, I told them you were here. It's your fault.
No apology. Let me just zoom in and
I broadcast, PCATS is here, and everybody comes.
That's all it took. Well, it was from a mod broadcast. I'm sure that's a huge factor. God, there's so many people.
Well, I usually max out, and I didn't, before I became a moderator, I might have, 40 or 50, and I was like, woohoo, we've got a big group. And now I'm max out every time. So Kevin Bacon is here. I don't start until he gets here, and then get started. Which, if you ever see that, someone's won the Kevin Bacon achievement, it means there's 100 people in the world, so I just kind of wait for it.
Yeah. What other achievements do you geek out for? I really like that they added that.
I do, but I haven't really followed the achievements, and I'm kind of in the minority in that, I know, but I try to keep my achievements down low because I want new players to feel like, oh, she's just at level 15. Well, I can do that. I don't know. I don't really follow it as much, and I don't have a lot of achievements, so to speak, but I'm at a decent level, I guess, but I haven't really been pushing it.
I've seen some high-level people. I think I maybe have seen a 28 before. What do you think is the highest level that you've seen so far?
Gosh, I don't know. I have some pretty decent player friends that have really been pushing it. I've seen a 23, 25.
Ooh,
seems like
that's
somewhere
up there.
in there. So, yeah, I don't know that I've seen any more than that. Of course, now having said that, someone's going to come back to me and go, hey, I have level 32 and you never mentioned it. So,
yeah, just wait for that. Man, in World of Warcraft, there were power leveling services. I wonder if that's going to eventually come to Growtopia, to where you pay someone money and then they power level your character as fast as they can.
Oh, gosh, I hope not. I really like the system that we have, in that you can kind of work really hard and you get an achievement and you move up one level, and it has more to do with gameplay than it does how much money you put in.
Yeah.
I think that there is, money that's being invested by players who get a couple of, gems here and there or whatever, but and I think that's working. But I do like it that this game is really great for people who don't have, the financial aspect to be able to invest in it, and they can just play. The more you play, the better you get and the higher your achievements, and I just think that's fantastic.
I agree. While we're talking about monetization, whenever you buy gems, what do you normally scoop up? I just go with like the 199 one, and that's kind of like one of my go-tos.
Yeah, I think I started out that way, but it somehow in my, this is kind of a sick way of thinking, but
no, go ahead.
I know if I were gonna go to say an arcade and spend a whole bunch of money on different video games, I don't necessarily do that anymore. So I will end up spending the money on the bigger package, because you get more, you get more gems if you buy the bigger package. So
no, I got you. How it's a better return on the investment kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm kind of weird like that.
No,
but, you have to do that. It's just something that I do.
No, I'll counter argument that and say that one time I bought a $199 in-app purchase, dropped it all on like huge locks or something obscure, and then later on that same day bought another in-app purchase for 99 cents. And I could have gotten more gems if I just would have made like one bulk purchase, but I kind of like nickel and dimed myself.
Yes. I've done that too, where I've done, that smaller package and thought, oh, I think when the horsey came out, I did that. I had like almost enough, and then I had to go back and buy more, and I didn't. Once you do that once, you won't do it again.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this race started.
Oh, I'm holding forward. I'm just chomping at the gate here.
Let me start. The race begins in 10. Time. Hang on.
No, do your thing.
Very hard to talk and do this at the same time.
I love that whenever this door will open, everyone sees themselves in front because of like the little bit of lag.
But I don't have my admins here, so I have to.
Oh, I see myself in front, but I think everyone does. And I'm dead.
You're not dead.
Well, there's no losing is dying.
Oh gosh. Dramatic. The cool thing about this race is that if you don't have the wings and you don't have all that other stuff, you can go into this VIP lounge. It's kind of in the middle of the track. And you can kind of see where these doors are. You can just kind of, watch the racers. So if you're not that good at racing, then you can still watch it, and it's kind of cool. So I've kind of made provisions for everybody.
No, that's cool. Can I make a fake account and then stand in that secret spot and punch people and mess up their performance in the race?
Yes, I wish you wouldn't.
That might need to be altered.
So bad.
Make a couple troll accounts right quick.
that should be your alternate, is evil P-Cats.
Dun dun dun. Oh no, I fell for a deadly hook.
Oh, that hook is awful. I've had more people tell me how bad it is.
Oh no.
That's the only place, like, you can't die, but I can slow you down, so.
Oh, I can't even get past this part. I'm so terrible.
I almost have a winner now. Now I have to watch really careful. I'm by myself, so, ooh. Epic sniper win!
Dun dun dun. See, there needs to be like a print screen or some kind of photo finish mechanic. Oh, I think I'm gonna get 50th out of 100.
Now the cool part is we've got this little pocket of goodness here where if you actually win, you kind of get in this special spot. And like, I'm already, have you finished yet?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yes, I eventually finished the race with an embarrassing time. But you're talking about how you pulled him to that little pocket?
Yeah.
Oh, people love that. People love to be, like, in my world, people are always saying, put me in a box. Put me in a box. And that's like the way that you can make someone cool or show that they're special is just by throwing them in a little container.
Okay.
So what other stuff do you want to show off after you make it rain on this dude with world locks?
Epic Sniper to take his reward here, then we'll head off into another direction.
Oh, and you trade it specifically opposed to dropping it to show everyone that he got it?
Everybody needs to dance now. Dance party!
Have you ever thought about freezing people right at the finish when someone finishes for a photo finish, or is that too moddy?
I didn't do that until Greensway actually did that one time. I was like, winner is, and no one ever got to the finish line. I'm like, what happened? And Greensway had actually frozen everyone. So I was able to zoom out and look and see who won, and it was nice.
Greensway is cool. I'm glad he got mod.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Very good player.
What other worlds do you want to show off? We were getting a little chatty about farms, or is that too secretive?
No. Let's go to Aimster, just my namesake.
Cool.
It's my farm. And yeah, this is where I started to farm. I've actually got 2 other farms, but this is the one I had just about finished when I became a moderator. So I'm going to pull you over here on this side.
See, I'm jealous of this farm already. I need one of these so bad. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Thank you. It was a labor of love, I'll tell you. I really like colored blocks, and it seemed like everybody was wanting colored blocks a lot. I would see a broadcast about it, so I kind of became the person who you go to if you need a whole bunch of colored blocks.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Usually when people need colored blocks, they don't need 5 or 10, they need 100 or 200. So I just created this world just so that I would have it. Mm-hmm.
I notice your color pattern for the way you did it. It's Roy G. Biv, right?
Yeah, is that sick or what?
What, you had to do it in the correct order and stuff like that of the colors of the rainbow?
No, I'm kind of an adult like that. I would already know automatically that, but yeah, that was one of the things I remember thinking, okay, I'm going to put these in the right order because, I don't know, I needed this world to be in order. And so, yeah, I did that on purpose.
I like it.
And on the other side, over here on the right side of the world, is like this little store. And before I became a moderator, I'm going to pull you over here.
Yeah, I was running. Whoa.
There you go.
How did Geeky Girl know? How did Geeky Girl know to be here?
I don't know. I should probably just lock that door up there. So
Shout out to Geeky Girl.
I feel really bad for Geeky Girl. But, yeah, this was my store, so people would come in and they would put in an order at the bulletin board at the top of the world, and they'd say, I need 200 of this or that, and so I would work on it, and then I would put it in this little store spot, and they would come whenever both of us would, be on at the same time. Mm-hmm. We would trade up, but it was kind of a lucrative business. I really enjoyed it.
See, that's really cool that you made that bulletin board so that people would place their order, and then whenever you were both on the same online at the same time, you would do the deal?
Right. Well, a lot of Growtopians, we're all on different time zones. Mm-hmm. So, it wasn't very easy to, that all of us were on at the same time. So that was kind of the way that we kind of communicated back and forth.
Yeah. Do you think that Growtopia will ever get a world auction house to where in World of Warcraft there's this just a huge auction house to where you can sell things, and it's pretty much just like sold. It's kind of like eBay, to where you can list something and then anyone can buy it.
I think that Growtopia tries to do something similar, not necessarily an auction house, but I've seen other worlds that are more like, not necessarily hotels, but malls, where you've got these little squared off, small locked areas.
Yeah.
You can put different items in it, and then you can put a sign next to it that says, you know, this is going to be worth this many world locks or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can see how it would take off.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to get chatty about the mod story? Because I feel like that's one of the #1 questions, is how to become a mod.
Yeah, let's head over to Ames City.
Sure.
I think we've seen all of Aimster, so head to Ames City and I'll tell you about it. I figure people will probably want to know about that.
Yeah.
So this is my other world of the day. I've only received 2. I'm not as cool as Jen's, so I just didn't. He's gonna kill me. So people ask me all the time how I became moderator, and I told them, you know, I was walking to my car one day and somebody put a black hood over my head, and I was thrown into a van and taken to a remote location where I was out in the middle of a field. No, none of that is true. Mm-hmm. I just got an email, and conversing back and forth with Seth and Mumu on the pros and cons, and somehow I just decided that it would be a good idea, and so that's kind of how it got started.
That's cool. So it was just very casual, and it happened organically. There was no like crazy magic to it. It just kind of like came into its own.
No, I mean, it was magical in that I used to be Aimster 73, so I asked Seth if he wouldn't mind helping me out by dropping the numbers or the digits, and I didn't realize until later what a big no-no that was to ask a developer to do that. So I apologized later for asking that, but yeah, it's I don't know. I ended up, the first time I knew I was going to be a moderator, I had gotten home and ran to my computer, and I logged in on my PC as Aimster 73, and thinking this magical moment would happen when I got this huge, you know, congratulations, you're now a moderator. Mm-hmm. And I log in, and I'm completely a noob. I have nothing in my backpack. I have 0 gems, and I have no clothes. Oh. It was just, and for a half a second, I went, oh my gosh, what has happened? And then I realized I logged in as my old name. So I went back and logged in as Aimster without the 73, and ended up going to a world by AdMex called Mex HQ, mm-hmm. where all of my peanut gallery was there. Most of them. Some of them were at camp. Jake Shore was at camp. But yeah, I had all of my old friends, and Seth was there, Jens was there, Lockster Play, a couple of my new moderator family was there, and about 100 other people I didn't know. And a lot of PMs, a lot of spamming. So it was a lot of fun.
Very cool, because everyone is just constantly asking how to be mod. I see it popping up on the forums all the time. It's like probably one of the #1 questions.
Honestly, I don't know what to tell people, because I honestly, you know, I know that I may have been helpful on the forums, mm-hmm. and you know, I'm nice in the game, I guess. You know, I don't try to scam anybody or do any drop games or anything like that. I try to keep my player free of all that illegal activity, and somehow out of the thousands they must have seen something. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what the secret weapon is that they use, but you know, obviously they kind of have their own way. So
I'm dying at this parkour over here while you're just casually chatting. This ain't fair. You should struggle with me. Turn off those magic powers.
I cannot finish this parkour without being a ghost. All right, I'm gonna get you down here.
Yeah.
There's a step down here.
Every vid just slowly becomes pity pulls. Yet again. No, I got a little checkpoint. What are some other things that you want to talk about while I got you here? It's so cool to actually have a mod on. You can take over. Any other hot topics you want to get to?
I don't know. I've really, I don't know that. Oh, I do want to mention that moderators do work very hard for their items. I think another question that I get asked a lot is, you know, how many items do you just get? Moderators don't get items unless they work for them. We're players in that regard. So if you ever see a moderator with a lot of stuff, just know that they worked really hard for it. And yeah, it's, it's incredible to know on, on the other side of things how very hard moderators work just to be able to play and have fun with everybody else.
Yeah, if anything, y'all's normal gameplay experience is hampered by having to constantly deal with drop games.
Well, but it's liberating in the same regard because we have the power to be able to stop it. Before I became a moderator, I would see this broadcast about a drop game, and it's like, oh, I can't do anything about it other than, waste my own gems to say, don't play drop games. And then I'd get messages saying, you're not a moderator. And then, a couple of weeks later, I, became a moderator. So I was able to kind of go in and stop some of that. It was nice. So yeah, it's kind of, it's nice to be able to have the opportunity to stop things when they happen. So it's good. Okay, let's go to, we've gone to everything. Let me, you want to check out the project that I'm working on?
Yeah, sure. Let's show off some future hotness.
Now it's not done. It's very much a work in progress, but head over to that world that we were at earlier, the black and white pixel art. It's my first attempt at pixel art, by the way.
So you don't want the name to be displayed in this video? I don't know how we're gonna get around that.
Nah, I guess we can't. I've got the doors locked. It's Maryland. It's fine.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm trying to do a really bad impression of my own version of pixel art, but I actually have really great friends who've helped me. Dimpo and Pirate Hunter are two incredible pixel artists, and when I get stuck, I'll ask them. I kind of kick them quite a bit. I'm a pixel art noob, so I'll ask really stupid questions, and they've been really good at helping me.
See,
and I've got some players that help with, I guess blocks and things like that. So it's really good.
Throw me a pull real quick, and I forgot what I was gonna say. First thing, Dempo was in one of my first Growtopia vids of jumping around doing some PvP, and I just kept yelling out Dempo is my bodyguard because he was trying to help me or defend me from throngs of people attacking me.
He's great. He's a good guy, and he's very very talented. I mean, he's done quite a bit of pixel art in Growtopia. So yeah, if you know Dempo, he's gonna kill me because I talked about him so much. He's a very private player, but yeah, he's a good one. I like him a lot. So I've made some really good friends here. I mean, Growtopia is amazing for finding good friends.
Yeah, it's already a community. It's cool.
Yeah, incredible.
I was gonna say, I bet there's will you pull me? I fell down and there's no steps over here. But I bet there's something online to where you can take any image and then upload it, and it'll automatically make it bitty and pixelate it.
Yes. The best way to do it that I've found as a non-pixel artist, and I know pixel artists like Pirate Hunter and Dimpo will kill me, but it's probably not the best way, but the way I do it is I just Google the word pixel, and then whatever it is I'm trying to do. Like this one was Pixel Marilyn Monroe, and actually Dimpo found this image for me. So yeah, it's there's no real secret to finding the perfect image. I just Google it. So
while I got you talking about pixel art, do you build these from the bottom up, or what's your plan of attack for any aspiring pixel artists?
I counted the blocks on the bottom. I did a bottom row, so I know kind of where I'm going to be, where everything's going to end up. Of course, you have to count how tall it is to make sure it's going to fit in your world.
Oh, it's crazy.
And then kind of come up around. The easiest way for me was to start with that. Let me come down here and show you. You come down to the bottom and you go to the right past this gray spot here. I started with her earring, which is this, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's like it looks like a cross or a plus there. And that's kind of where I started, and then I just start counting out pixels. Probably not the best way to do it. I know that Pirate Hunter goes row by row, but I'm not that patient. I want to see it. So I'm kind of more organic. I just kind of, okay, let's put her lips on and her, eyebrows and that kind of thing. I want to see it.
Very cool. See, I know that mods have an ability to zoom out and see an entire world, and you said that you want to make sure that everyone can identify it. I'm zoomed out all the way right now, so everyone seeing this on vid is going to see it this way whenever they play the game.
Yeah, mine, unfortunately, I have an advantage in that I can see her entire face, so for me, I can just sit here and I can see it, but I know that players will have that. And then, I can't pull you right here because you'll die.
Do it anyways. I fell to the beginning.
Why people want to die? I just don't get it.
Oh, I just want to make a world of fun ways to die. Ooh, I didn't even know that was possible.
All right, let me put you over here. But yeah, mods have an advantage in that we can kind of see quite a bit. So I wish players had that advantage. It's really nice to be able to zoom out and be able to see everything, and to do pixel art. You know, being in my moderator form is a lot easier as well. So I have an advantage. I feel bad.
Do you think that's something that everyone shouldn't have? Because if I was able to zoom out all the way, would that make... I don't know what the disadvantage to that would be. Why don't normal people have that ability?
I don't know. I really don't. Like, I can see advantages of a player being able to do that, so I'm not sure, unless it's, you know, some sort of coding that's difficult.
Ooh, yeah, it could be more graphically intense or really stress the servers maybe, or something akin to that.
Sure. It may be. There's, you know, it slows you down a little bit, so it's quite possible.
Any shout-outs you want to throw out? I feel like we've been getting chatty for a long time. We should try to draw this one in.
Oh my gosh, we really have. Yeah, of course, I think the Peanut Gallery's been mentioned quite a bit, which we've all dubbed the Growtopia Illuminati thanks to you and Dave Shore's video. So we're the GTI, and they're an amazing, phenomenal group of kids and players, different ages. We're all completely different, and even I think Admex mentioned it that, you know, if it wasn't for this game, we probably would never have, our paths would never have crossed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because of, you know, the situation that we find ourselves in, we've learned a lot. Even outside of the game, I mean, you just, I don't know, if somebody needs blocks or items, you can just hit them up on Kick, and then all of a sudden everybody's, you know, right there with you. So it's great.
Anything else besides the Peanut Gallery? Any shout outs to any fellow mods, or just tell them to stay strong?
Yeah, we've got with this new banning capability, we've got to stay strong. So I hit up Lockster quite a bit. He's like my brother. I mean, he and I talk quite a bit. Jens is now hitting me up quite a bit, and I see him quite a bit. I've seen play a few times. I think I've met just about everybody. But yeah, we're a big family. We actually find ourselves, you know, going into a drop game. You don't realize that you're invisible. You don't realize anybody else is there, and before you know it, you know, there may be 2 or 3 mods in the same drop game. So it's kind of funny. We tag team.
That is cool.
They're a family. We really are a family, and we work together quite a bit. So I'm very lucky to be in the midst of quite a bit of greatness there. They're incredible. I've learned a lot from them.
Very cool. Well, thanks for doing this, and I really appreciate it. And a shout out to, I guess, Seth and Hamumu. I don't think I've ever actually even like thanked them, but shout out to them for making this game, because it's really crazy.
They're incredible. I think the greatest thing about Seth and Hamumu is they're open to listening to players and to hear their, you know, gripes and their opinions, and they're so easily. You can reach them by their email, and you can email support, and you get an answer really, really fast. I'm just amazed at how reachable they are. It's not every game that you can do that with, so they're incredible in that regard.
Yeah, I feel like they deal with a lot of drama, and they need to know that there's a lot of people that are like obsessed with this game, and it gives them an outlet to talk to people. And I don't know, I've just made, you can make friends in Growtopia, and it can like be like a nice part of your day. Like you can have a bad day and then look forward to logging on and playing around.
Absolutely. It's awesome. I love it.
All right, well, that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for doing this again, and thanks for watching. Bone Cats.